Good afternoon, people. This is Roger Thunder with Ancient Soul Surfing Association. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different and I'm going to dive into a product review. Although it's not exactly like a product review, it's more like a product reveal. And this product has to do with surfing, actually, and balance, and in a sense, it's quite miraculous. So I was sitting around the other day and I was thinking about what do you do if you're a surfer and you're kind of landlocked, or you're not near the ocean, or let's say you even live in a beach town but you just can't get to the beach or whatever as much as you would like to. So I was thinking about the possibilities of practicing your art, or practicing just like you would yoga, let's say, because this is a yoga, just like you would sit in your house and do a meditation in a lotus position, or practice any number of yoga techniques that you can apply to the board. Just as you would do that, why not incorporate it all if you can, as far as like balance goes, all right? The actual fluidity of the movement. So I'm like, bingo, let me look into different kind of balance boards or whatever that are out there. And there's several different varieties of balance boards. The main one that you come across is a cylinder about this long. It comes in two pieces. So you got the cylinder that's probably 6 inches or 4 inches or something like that, and then you got this maybe 3-4 foot board that goes on top, and you get up on that and get your balance going. The problem with this is that you're 4 inches off the ground, number one, which is quite high, and it's kind of really, if you're not used to it, difficult to attain that degree of, let's say, expertise or familiarity or whatever you want to with that, without holding on to something, and just all kinds of things. And if you lose your balance, you could fall off and break your hip or shoulder or whatever, unless you're holding on. So, and you're 4 inches off the ground, believe me, on a wobbly thing is dicey. Okay. So I'm going, no, that's out, because I'm thinking in terms of the association, the Ancient Soul Surfing Association, and the concept, again, I know I said this before, but of yoga in incorporating some kind of ergonomic situation into the picture. I know. Get to the point, Thunder. Well, I'll get to it now. As I was scrolling through these different, on Amazon, or I forget where it is, it might have been Amazon, somewhere, I'm scrolling through and looking at all these supposed balance boards, and then all of a sudden this thing pops up out of nowhere, and it's not the typical thing that I just described. It's all one unit, and I have this board now here with me, behind me, and I'm going to give a demonstration of it. So hang in there. Also, I'm going to show you a picture right now. I'm going to pull that up. Bear with me. Okay, this is the actual board itself, the balance board that as I was scrolling through, I saw this. Let me see if I can zoom in on this here a little bit. Move it around. And it tells you exactly what it's made of. It's beautiful, really. It's beautifully crafted. It's got a hole for carrying here, and as you can see in this upper shot here, and it's got the wood trim around it, and it's got a type of raised rubber surface that massages the feet. It's about 20 inches wide, and I think 16 inches. When I say wide, I mean end to end, and then 20 inches, like if you were standing on this with your feet. Now you see it has a slight curve right? It has a slight curve in the bottom view here. It has a slight curve, almost like a rocking chair or a rocker. And underneath, in the middle area, this whole thing is like it's like a half a circle underneath, upside down, something that is very, very subtle. Okay, but actually, believe it or not, this thing is like 2.5, 2.25 inches off the floor. That's what this little gem is. And I looked at that and I said, that's safer. And that feels more in line with just a relaxed feel that you want on a surfboard. Better than any other balance device out there. But the jury was out until I actually ordered the board, put it down on the floor, and stepped up on it, and I was amazed. To put it bluntly, I was amazed immediately at the feel of it. Okay, because the feel is exactly like if you were on a surfboard, and it tilts either way. It goes any direction. It doesn't control you. You control it, just like when you're on a surfboard. All right. So no matter which way you move, let's say you swing your hips into a turn on a wave, it's like swinging your hips to change the center of gravity, or dropping a knee, or even swiveling from the knees to side slip in the soup if you're on a wave and you're going through a section and the soup's coming down. If you want to do like a Mickey Dora, Phil Edwards side slip, this is perfect for that. Let me tell you, before I'm going to get on the board here and show it to you. Let me just say this. When you use this board, when you get on this board, the miraculous thing about it is it strengthens, you feel muscles when you get off that you never knew existed, okay? And those are the same kind of muscles that you use when you surf, right? Or snowboard or ski. They're down in the ankle, but here's the deal. On this board, you're having to, when you do a sway, or when you do a pump, you can actually act like you're on a Stairmaster or anything. This is kind of like a skateboard without wheels, and a safer one. And I recommend that when you first get on this board, if you don't feel comfortable, it's totally cool though. It's like not, you just step up on it and feel it, right away. And step on one side of the board, okay, to bring it down into a stable position with one foot, and then just step up in the other, and you're, in your rock me baby zone is where you are immediately. And when you step on it, you immediately feel like it's comfortable, and it massages the feet, but also you feel like where your tension, what muscles are tense. If you're leaning too far one way, going to be tensing up certain muscles, and so then you learn how to don't stay in one position too long on the board. Now see, this board was designed for people this is another mind-blowing thing. This is the name of this board, by the way, is Ergohead. Ergohead. You couldn't make this stuff up, but it's beautiful, because this board was basically designed for people at standing before computers and working all day, standing up. A lot of people stand up in offices and work on computers. So this was made by an ergonomic company called Ergohead, which is for people that want to stand there at their computer and still feel like a sense of movement and a sense of being able to not get rigid or stiff, or accumulate tension through the operation, whatever they're doing on the computer or whatever, just to feel good about being there, as opposed to just standing on solid ground, right? That's what it was developed for. Little did they know that it is the perfect, all right, way for a surfer to win away from the seashore, wherever, place it on the floor, on a carpet, preferably not a hard floor, more like a carpet, a thin carpet, or a throw rug. And if you got a thick carpet, which I do in some rooms, you just you take the box that this came in, which is the exact same size, the cardboard box, and you just cut a side off of it, so you got a flat piece of cardboard the size of this board, and then you just slip it under there in between the carpet and the board, which I've done, which makes it more flexible, more easy. You know, when you get into thick pile or thick carpet, it starts getting draggy. So you can actually turn this. You can walk, actually, if you wanted to. You can walk like you do on a skateboard, boom, 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 wheel over wheel. You can do all that stuff. But I'm more into the, let's say, the sensitive, esoteric, spiritual part, because this, as soon as you step on this thing, if you close your eyes, you're there. You're on a wave. You're doing all the movements. So let me jump into the actual demonstration here, and I don't know if it's light enough in here. I'll try. Let me hold on a minute, and I'll try to set this up so that you can actually see what's going on here. Bear with me. Okay, so it looks like I got this set up pretty well here for these purposes, and I like to do this in my yoga attire. I got my ancient soul surfer shirt on. If I bend down, you can see here, and I got my yoga attire on. Now here's the board. Let me see if I can adjust this just a bit here, just a little. You can see the board, all right, and you can see how big it is in relationship to my feet and the rest of my torso. So you just step on this board. It's real easy. Okay, now you can see it rocks, right? It's very, very subtle. It does rock, and it feels so good when you do this. So you can do like a pump thing where you raise one like you're on a Stairmaster. But the beautiful part is it's like a surfboard. It's floating. It's actually floating. You can bend the knee forward. I'll try to twist this sideways and give you a view of that. You can bend forward like you're trying to curve into the wave, or bend into the wave to hold into the wave, and then you can curve back like you're doing a cut back. And then if you need more speed on the board, you move one way, right? And all the time I'm doing this, I'm feeling all kinds of muscles in play here, right? So if I want to spin it, I can do that with momentum, right? I can actually spin the board around here. I can slip it around just like you're on a surfboard. I can drop knee. I can come in almost knock knee like when you're on the nose. You can actually put your foot over like you're on the nose. You're rocking back and forth. You're feeling the wave. Ooh, just into it. And if you, the only thing you want to be careful of, I think you get the drift here. You can see the rock go down on one side when you want to step off and just step back, right? Okay, so let me pause the video. Okay, so you kind of get the general idea what I'm talking about here with this. And again, this to me is miraculous. I'm going to see if I can contact this company and try to get a discount for members of the Ancient Soul Surfing Association. This is not a promotional video, though, really. This is just a video that I'm not paid to do or anything like that, so I want to just state that I'm not paid to do this video. This is just something I got excited about for the Surfing Association, and just mainly wanted to do this video for other members, to share with other members in the association. And you can become a member of this association anytime by going to the link in the show notes below, Ancient Soul Surfing Association, Blogspot. Click the link. And the way you can support the organization is by getting a t-shirt with the logo on it, and which is, I think I put it up at the beginning of this video, I'm not sure, but it's in there if you could see it up where the Ancient Soul Surfer is on the right hand side, and then it's a full-blown one on the back, and people are loving this. It's like, at first I was kind of like, yeah, a friend and I, we were talking about this, and we were brainstorming about the indigenous people of North America, the natives, and the ones from Polynesia, and we're both into surfing and making this connection, and then all of a sudden branching off because I'm into yoga and meditation and martial arts for many years, making the correlations in between what you can do with the yoga moves and putting them on the board, or what you could do with martial arts moves. And then this little board here coming up is perfect because not only does, if you're having a little problem with weakness in your legs, this is for everybody. I mean, doesn't matter who. If you're having a little problem, jump up on this board, and if you don't feel safe enough, like, well, I don't know if I could just put a chair next to you or something that you can hold on to, or a table, go up and put it next to a table that is kind of like waist high, or just anything, and just kind of move around on the board. You're totally safe with this, okay? You're totally safe with this board if you do it the way I just told you. When you get on the board, you put your first foot on one side, stabilize it, right? Just stabilize it, and then just quickly move up your other foot and just feel into it, okay? Or if you have to, you can do that same thing with a table. Do it with a table and do the same exact motion. So anyway, again, I can't emphasize enough, to me, it exercises, let me emphasize this, it moves the energy of the whole body, right? It gets the whole body in flow, because when you start moving, and you start moving your hips and your shoulders, and you see how that affects your stance on the board, or if you're feeling like, you always have to feel like, yes, this is a surfboard, this isn't a balance board, I'm on the surf. Oh, and that was the caveat. You can really get into this. I mean, if you're in a trance state and you're really like, you can actually transport yourself. I know it sounds out there, but not so much when you start considering consciousness and how everything is connected. You can actually feel the rhythm of the wave. You can do a remote surf, and if you've ever surfed any wave, all of a sudden, that's another thing that comes back into play here that I didn't mention, is muscle memory. Okay, so as soon as you get on this little gem here, your muscle memory kicks in immediately. Boom, I'm on a surfboard, because it feels just like it, right? And so then you're into the groove, you're into the swing of things. Let me see if I can find a video here real quick to just demonstrate what I'm talking about with the side slipping and stuff. Probably one I've shown before, but I pick out certain ones because they're shot well or whatever. Hold on. Let's jump right into a video that was clipped from Malibu. Mickey Dora the cat, who is famous for side slipping technique. And I think I captured it here, and we can always rewind it and back it up. But here's Mickey Dora at Malibu doing the same swivel thing that I'm talking about with this board, all right, with the feet. Just watch the feet and realize how much you swivel back and forth any way that is doable, any direction. All right, so let's check this out. Okay, watch the feet. Watch. See how that side slip there? See that little slip there? He's going through the wave. See how he's standing on the board, making little adjustments. Okay, more pressure, a little turn with his feet. That's what this board is all about, this balance board. Okay? So you got him here again. See that little slip there? Little slip. Just trimming through the water there. That's what I'm talking about here. That's exactly what I'm talking about with this board. Famous Mickey Dora, the cat. So, just a little short clip there to show you how this is used on the wave and how miraculous this little board is. And just carry it around. You could throw it in a suitcase if you go on a trip. It's a beautiful thing, and I felt like I had to make this known to people that maybe are wondering if they can get involved in something like this. It would be nice for you to like this video, by the way, and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel here, The Red Road, and Ancient Soul Surfing Association is associated with that. And you can go to the website below in the show notes and get a shirt, enter your name. Even if you're just interested, there's a place to enter your name and email and make a comment in there. And then below that is if you want the membership or to support this movement, you buy the shirt. You get the shirt and you get your membership card and all that stuff, and you're part of the movement. And we will be having things like seminars, group meetings on the coast, hotel seminars on the coast. That's kind of what we're planning here. We'll see if it works out. And lots of good things, how seminars on how to incorporate yoga and martial arts and esoteric philosophy and indigenous philosophy and the ancient roots of the surfing movement way back in ancient times. Thus the name Ancient Soul Surfer Association or Surfing Association. Okay, so I'm out of here, and until next time, I'll just say aloha and aho.